Hi guys, so on my previous video, the DJI Osmo review and rant, obviously that's because I was a little bit unhappy about some of the things that were done on him or that you was missing. I did mention that if you guys wanted me to cover the DJI Go app in a bit more depth, that give me a shout. And some of you did. Some of you messaged me directly saying that it would be great if we could actually see the app in action, the menus and all that stuff. As on the video that I did, it wasn't quite as clear. So, excuse me. This is what we're going to do. So we're going to go through each of the menus and what do they do. Do bear in mind, I'm not super technical, so I'll try and share as much information with you as I can. And while we're going along, I'll give you some tips that I've come across as to how to use the app itself. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into the app. Okay, so here's the app. As you can see, this is where you get to see your device. When I first registered this, I didn't get to see my device in there at all from the drop-down menu or anything. In fact, I had to register an account before it actually even gave me the option. So you might have to do the same. I'd like to also apologize, there was a bit of lagginess on the recording. But so there you go, in this section here, you can actually set your own account. And once you do that, then you get the option of selecting the DJI Osmo, which you can. And obviously you can then connect to the DJI Osmo on the bottom once you have that. You need to ensure you have Bluetooth on, and that's it. So now you're inside the app. Let's just start from the top left hand side. There's a rocker button, one with a camera icon and one with a camcorder icon on it. These will automatically switch when you're pressing the buttons on the actual DJI Osmo handle itself. But you can also do it manually. You can switch them like so. To the right of that, you'll see the Bluetooth icon. If that's not connected, then your DJI Osmo is likely to turn off because you can't see the DJI Osmo mobile, so it'll just turn itself off. If you're on picture mode, some of the options on the screen will change. So if you look at the actual program features on here, you will notice that we have single shot, pano, and this will do a sequence of, sorry, let me start again. So on the single, you have different options. You have single shot and a timed delays of 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And at the bottom of that, not too sure why this is here, but this is where it is the HDR option. If you don't know what HDR are, it's basically high dynamic range, and it stitches more than one photo at different exposures to give you the best detail across the whole photograph. If I then select pano, we have 3 different options. 180, as the number suggests, is a 180 photo. I think it's 3 different shots. And then we have 360, and this will do, I think is 330, apologies. It's almost 360, but it gives you something like 6 shots across, and it gives you a really long stretched pano. Not my favorite, but do bear in mind these are a full resolution, so 12 megapixel camera resolution across, so it's going to be 60 or 70 megapixels. Pretty detailed picture. We then have the bottom option down here. That is pretty cool, and this will do 9 shots in a sphere-like shape almost. Don't think you can navigate it like you do in those 3D pictures you see online, but you could perhaps use third-party software to do so. Then we move on to the long exposure. Now, I am not a geek when it comes to long exposure. Haven't really played with these. I know that the one that's pre-selected right now gives you some really nice, light trails and so on and so forth. Play around with them. If you're a photographer, you'll probably know exactly what they do and how to use them. I haven't played around with them that much to really cover it in detail. If we then go back to the settings on here, obviously below on the left hand side, you've got the main shutter button. Below that, you've got the camera orientation change, so you change from the rear facing camera to the front facing camera. Below that, you have a play button. This is where it goes to your media, but we're not going to go there just yet. I want to come to the right hand side where you have the settings app. If I go in here, this is where you're going to be dealing with most of the stuff like resolution and so on and so forth. So you go into camera, video resolution. This is what your standard video quality will be like. I don't know, in most cases you probably are going to be doing 4K at 30 frames per second. This is probably going to be shooting at 30 frames per second at 50 megabits per second, just like the inbuilt iOS app does. Then you have 1080 at 30, 1080 at 60, and 720 at 30 frames per second. You don't get to select slow motion on this option here. I'll show you where that's selected. Panorama quality, of course. High represents the full resolution. Middle and low, I haven't played with those, so I don't even know what they look like, but why would you do a panorama without it being full resolution? I'm not too sure, but there you go. Then you have reset camera. The reset camera just resets all settings to default, not the defaults that you have on your iOS device, but just, I think it's 1080p at 30 frames per second, medium quality, and so on and so forth. Then we have the gimbal. In the gimbal section, we have quite a lot of things. Adjust gimbal roll and calibration. I'd suggest you do this if your gimbal is tilting to one side or the other. That's probably because it's not balanced itself correctly. Even though you've tried calibrating it by adjusting it, as I displayed this on my review video, you might want to come here and calibrate it further. First, joystick. So the joystick is how you do the panning, slow, middle, or fast. I mean, obviously, if you're going to do slow moving pans, go to slow, middle is medium, probably a little bit too quick for nice smooth pans, but fast is really fast, and it may not work for you. I would probably prefer to use a different mode to enable that feature. So, but I'll keep mine on middle. The control stick direction, if you're someone who likes them inverted or not, then you can select the inverted pan stick, inverted tilt stick, and stuff like that. And yeah, mobile check, of course, you always want that to be checked because you want your device to check that it's connected to the right handset. And then obviously in live, we have here the most common options: Facebook Live, YouTube, Weibo, and custom RTMP. And this will be where you can actually set up specific criteria to your custom live service, or if you're beaming to a company or something like that. Now, if I switch this to video, it then gives us a whole host of different options, especially when it comes to the actual video options. So you go to standard, this is your standard video, and this will be related to the settings we have earlier, which is the 4K at 30 FPS. Slow motion, this will go to 240 frames at 720, which is what you expect to see from the standard iOS. Time lapse, with the menu on the right hand side, that allows you to do time lapse intervals. That means every time he takes a shot, so every half a second or 1 second, you'll take a shot. The duration of the time lapse itself. If you're doing a stationary time lapse, I would suggest you use tripod mode. If not, then keep it off. And then you just press it start, and you can stop it by pressing the button, and that just stops your time lapse. Record it's finished. Go back to the settings here. This is really the one that most people are quite keen on, and that's the time lapse option, motion time lapse. And the good thing about that is you can set, so you can start with 1 point here, and then you move the tripod this way, there, and then you go next. You can have up to 5 points. Again, half a second intervals, minimum of 30 seconds duration, and you can press start, and what the gimbal will do, it'll automatically pan to where it needs to go. Apologies for the actual untidy area. I really wanted to get this video out to you guys, and I didn't really have anywhere where I could set up a bit better, but you can stop this. So there you go, stopped, and it goes back to reset. So what else do we have here? One of the shortcuts are obviously the video resolution under the camera button here on the right hand side. You can click, you can kind of change these things really quickly. I call it the quick menu. Beautify effects and so on and so forth. I haven't really played with this, to be fair with you. I haven't got a clue what it actually is meant to do, but it's meant to make things look nicer and so on and so forth. It doesn't actually work on 4K, I'm led to believe. We did just have an update on this Osmo, so they may have changed that. But I will play with that, and if I find out that there's more to add to that, I will let you guys know. If you want to know me and do a specific video on this, let us know. And then of course, manual adjusters then allows you to change things in more detail, as you can see up here. Then I have manual adjust, shutter speed, and so on, which is really quite handy because you don't really get that very often. So it's nice to see you can do that. You can also have different lines. If you are half decent and wanting to get your lines straight, then you want to have this on. It doesn't show on the video in case you're wondering, but it's nice to have them on. And that's pretty much it on that front. One of the things that a lot of people are also ranting and raving about is the actual face tracking. So you can either switch back to your face here, and now here I'm going to click on this on the bottom right hand side there, and I'm going to select myself, and now as you can see it'll track. Now apologies that this is actually not a great illustration that I would hope, but I am actually trying to string this across to my laptop so you guys can see what's actually happening. You can stop the actual tracking by pressing exit and coming out of it. So one of the things we noticed as well was, so you've got your footage and you want to retrieve it, and unfortunately on the app it doesn't actually save it to your camera roll. You actually have to retrieve it from here. Now this is where you see all the footage you've recorded, and this is indeed what we just recorded today. Include photos and videos, as you can filter them. So the way you want to get this stuff onto your camera roll is by selecting the clips you want and then saving them onto your camera roll itself. The other option is of course go for iTunes and use media sharing through there. So all in all guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you want to see more videos like this then let us know. I'm happy to kind of let you guys see these things a bit more in depth. This is the first time I've actually done complete screen sharing, and let me know how you found it, whether the experience has been good or not. So I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.